UFC 2026. But again, if you ask me which team are most likely to they just deserve it, you know. It's just, I really wanted this to happen for them. I genuinely do. Really found how to be rid of that yet, you know, the stage fright. I don't know, something. Yeah, well, let's just call it a curse, okay? Just, they need to break the curse right away.
It happens, honestly. We've seen many teams in different battle royales. We've seen teams being able to do it here at Free Fire 2, where you get to this kind of position, where you get to this kind of event, and the comfort of your home is no longer there.
Yeah.
The comfort of having close relatives to kind of support you if you have a bad day is not there. Even though sometimes we do have family traveling with some of the players, it's just a completely different atmosphere, and sometimes players do tend to choke. Sometimes the pressure does get to them.
Yeah.
What I want to know, Neptune, is if you are one of those players, let's say 3 games not really going your way, right? What can you do as a player to just snap yourself out of that mindset?
Again, one thing that pressures the team is because they're not enjoying the game. And that's basically like, that's a basic when it comes to playing the games. All you have to do is enjoy it, because that's where everything gets clear. Whatever you practice would be coming back to you. There's no more pressure of the opponents, no more pressure of the crowd. Just enjoy yourself. Just go back to the basics. And then that's when you go with the checklist of how are you going to go with it? Are you going passive? Are you going aggressive? Will you be like, and I'm pretty sure these teams has plans from A to Z, or probably even more.
And if I was one of the players, I'd be like, but Neptune, booyahs are fun. Winning is fun. But
Eliminations are fun.
Yes,
not
that is a
really,
great
no.
way.
Yeah, but then again, I have to agree with Neptune, because the more you let yourself go, the freely you play, the better you get. So I think it happens in every sports.
Yep.
The mentality of going all out and just putting it out there, the sincerity of it is actually what's going to help you to perform better.
Yeah, and the one thing that we actually don't want from any of these teams, and that we tend to see quite often, as sad as it is to say this, is that they wait for the last second to just actually send it. When they got nothing to lose, that's when they're like, you
Team
know what?
Falcons.
Yeah, we got nothing to lose. Let's just send it. And luckily for Group B, I mean, you're going to have 6 matches to start off with. You saw what happened with Group A. Going into this lobby, Lace, especially in Group A, we saw so much aggressiveness. Are you think it's going to be the same? Because I'm thinking it's going to be the same. Aggressiveness is at the top of the chart.
Well, I did talk about that. I said, I think it was even with GG, match number 1, where they hit 17 limbs. They came out incredibly strong, which solidified those future games for them. Did they win? No, but they were sitting in the middle of the pack, you know, a little bit more safe than hitting those bottom 2 on the leaderboard. So I think come out incredibly strong. And, you know, we're talking about the teams, double snipers, double rushes, like just see if this works. Give yourself those 2 matches, those first 2, come in strong. Doesn't work, and adapt and make changes through there. But yeah, y'all need to like turn this up, because I need to see some action.
Yeah, I mean, it's Paris and it's summer, so it's hot outside. Might as well turn up the competition inside as well, right? And as I keep saying,
Entertain us.
as I keep saying, I think we've been seeing some changes now. Aggressive way of playing is actually works, and it is what the team has been trying to do in the first group, and I think that's the only way to do it now, since Group B have some dangerous teams in it as well. So.
Yeah, I think what we would expect, especially this is second half of our day number 1, because they've seen a lot of tactics already. They've watched, they stalked a lot of teams right now. So they can get more of those strategies on their own, especially if it's in tune with their own personality. And that's what we would expect right now, especially with those, as you mentioned, Gun Dynasty. Who doesn't want to be on the top of the board, like doesn't care about getting booyahs yet, because it's just day number 1. You don't need that for the like compared to Champion Rush, so you can go with that kind of approach and then rest towards the second half.
Okay, well, it's time to see if Group B is going to be top heavy, or if we're going to be seeing something different that we haven't seen yet. Group B, Free Fire at EWC 26 starts now.
Of our teams have now had a chance to compete right here on the Qiddiya City grid. And there's plenty more where that came from, Looting.
Yeah, of course, 40 ace players just waiting in the backstage now, and they're counting down the time, the moment, until they can finally get their hands on the game.
Oh, well, let me take this opportunity to remind you that this is your chance to instill the fear of combat into your opponents. Don't hold back, don't hesitate, and trust in your teammates.
Yeah, and as we saw in the first group, like, there is few surprise, but most of the time the favorites just have made strong start to the tournament. It will be maybe the same on Group B. I mean, we will find out in a few minutes now. So please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome our teams, starting with Miyako! Ellie.
Al Ahly Esports!
Total Gaming Esports IQ!
Straw Hats Esports!
Lion!
S8UL Esports!
MIBR Lost!
Team Vitality!
Team RRQ!
Twisted Minds!
Team Secret!
And finally, Fluxo W7M! This is where your journey begins. You decide whether you dominate or whether you simply survive. This is Free Fire at the Esports World Cup.
And which team will come out on top in this Group B? Hey, you know what? It's time to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Esports World Cup Free Fire 2026 here in Paris, France. We made it, Lucifer. We have made it. My name is Husky, of course, joined by Lucifer on the desk, and we will have 6 more games coming up. This time with the teams from Group B, a group with a lot of second places, a lot of podium finishes, but never at the top, a lot of second place curses, a lot of redemption arc waiting to be reignited again.
I really like that we're going to be casting this group, especially because everybody's got to prove themselves. That's the main impact of this group. Compared to our Group A, where we saw the Group of Death, the most difficult group, the toughest of the teams, and you could see it's already top heavy. But I think this is the group, Group B, 6 games, where anything can happen. Everybody has a chance. Yes, Fluxo is one of the favorites, and they are roaring with their fans right here. And on top of it, RRQ, they're somebody who's looking forward to get themselves on the board and not choke.
Yeah, if you want to look at a lobby with teams that have known heartbreak more than anyone else,
exactly,
this is the lobby. This is the group. Fluxo, last year in Jakarta in the Global Finals 2025, second place for both categories, both ripped away by Thai teams, AGAL in the Clash Squad, BRU in the Battle Royale after breaking the streak for 2 years straight. RRQ, same thing, EWC 25, 3 chances and they dropped all of it. Recently in the Spring Clash Squad, same thing, came in second. Global Finals 24, 24, they came in second again. So many storylines that they're waiting to complete, and I think this is a very good litmus test for us to find out who has the upper hand, who came in more prepared than everyone else.
And on top of it, like Fluxo are trying to get to their winning ways. I think what Team Secret did, just in the recent SEA finals that we ended up seeing for Spring, they took it in a storm. They became the champions, and nobody could believe what just happened. I think they are going to be looking forward to replicate that here, because this is Vietnam coming here for EWC. They missed out last year. They want to make sure that this 26th season is something that they can be able to prove, along with, as we mentioned, right, Group A already being the most difficult group. Here there's an opportunity for the South Asian team, something that we did not see a lot in Group A. They missed out their opportunities. It was a very tough lobby out there. They couldn't get out from the bottom 6, but I think here there's a wild chance for the Bangladeshi teams, for the Indian squads, all going up the ranks.
Hey, we have Seoul, we have Straw Hats. I think TG is in here. Total Gaming is here as well. I personally, if you ask me, I'm looking at Latin teams, right? I am looking at both MIBR Lost and Lion, especially Lion, because this is a team that has members, has players from Rainbow 7 back in FFWS 2025, and one of my favorite sniper players out there, Games King. Young player, young prodigy from the region. He has made a promise that he's going to be the one that goes on that big stage. He gave us quite the performance last year on that global stage, but it wasn't enough to close things out. Now he gets a second chance here.
And I think I agree with you. I think Lion are a team to watch out for everybody else, the 12 lot, 11 lot. And if they don't, he might be a menace in the lobby in its entirety. The other survivors will have a very tough battle to go through. But I think it is another opportunity for young guns. When you already spoke about it, SHUL Esports, they are the guns that are looking forward to prove on a global stage. They've been very aggressive in the Indian lobbies. They've been known as the underdogs, and now they're looking forward to prove in such a stage as here. I hope that aggressiveness right out of the game number 1, like how we ended up seeing Loud, is out here from SHUL.
Yeah, and if you talk about young guns and aggressive players, right? We have people from Fluxo who have also had quite the journey. Even before they were Fluxo, they won their first trophy back in 2022, and then they did it again the year after under the banner of Fluxo, with only one minor change to the roster in the sniper role, right? But this entire squad has been together for what, like 3-4 years now, and they're constantly chasing for new highs. They've came close in recent times, and when you look back at EWC 24 and 25, they didn't really have the best finish. Last year, didn't even qualify for Champion Rush. They were bottom 6 in the Grand Finals, alongside teams like VRU and Falcons, surprisingly. And now I think they are in a very good spot to make things right. Even though you look at how they qualify here, they came in 4th in their region, but I think, you know, a team like Fluxo is a team that is always full of surprises.
Yeah, the surprises and possibilities. I think this season in its entirety for Free Fire itself, teams have had an opportunity to prove themselves, win, like how we spoke about Team Secret, right? They took up an opportunity who nobody in that SEA Grand Finals thought would be possible. Back-to-back booyahs, and something that Fluxo right now can do it for themselves. I think right now everybody is looking and gearing for them, because they've been roaring from the very start. Even before we ended Group A, that was one noise that we heard from the very start and from the very beginning. And I think when we talk about the beginnings of all things, I think I want to talk about Total Gaming as well. This is a squad from India that have been the biggest in terms of names for Free Fire, and they want to prove on the global stage. They have certain recent changes that they're trying to test the grounds itself, and now that they're on an international stage, they would rightfully want to prove their decades of experience right here, right now.
Even for me, it's a very exciting time, because it's not technically not the first time we've seen, you know, teams from South Asia and India compete in a regional international stage. We actually saw it for the first time back in 2022, and it's been a long time coming, right? Like we sort of have the same journey as the Aurora Gaming from Malaysia, where it took 4 years since the last appearance on an international stage. So I think, you know, this really goes back to how much they can make use of the unpredictability of this group, right? I think with how volatile Group B is, it is very easy to blow the gates wide open and take that lead. But our experts actually also talked about RRQ's young star runs, right? Conchita mentioned it earlier on. This is someone that has been on my radar for a while. In Clash Squad, phenomenal performance. I think taking over the reins of Avai in that playmaker role has really suited him very well. But like she mentioned, this is also the true test. Can he kind of deal with the pressure, right? Or will he fold?
We will kind of see how it goes for the side of RRQ. Mainly because even I was having a chat with Neptune yesterday, depending on what RRQ keep making changes up. They're very adaptable in their play style. And Maal, right? He's been the main man who everybody thinks is going to fight from afar, but all of a sudden he's right in front of your face. So things like that, strategies coming out, could be something that we see especially in this group, where we saw Group A had dedicated stuff that they were doing, whether it be the support players, whether it be the rushers or the snipers. There were those specific roles, but in Group B, a lot can change because we have teams who want to prove themselves. Al Ali itself, them here on this stage, they want to prove themselves from MENA, and now here on EWC 2026 Paris, they want to make sure that they are one of the ones in the top 4, especially because it's cutthroat, right?
Yeah.
If you don't be at the top 4, you have to go to the survival stage, and if you don't stay in the top 10, you're out of the tournament tomorrow.
It's insane because you look at survival stage, there's an extra 10 games you have to play, right? You play 12 in the group stage, and if you perform good enough, you skip that 10 games. You get the prep for the grand finals. If not, you go to another group of 10 games, and then we have an uncapped grand finals with a 90-point threshold to even have a chance of winning everything. I think at the end of the day, I personally want to see some of these regions, these unproven regions, give us something to smile about, right? Last year, Dragon Esports has proven that in Riyadh. Sure, there were some shortcomings we did discuss on broadcast at that point of time. They're not the best when it comes to gunfights, but one thing that they excelled in is reading the circle. They are making smarter choices, better rotations, and more crisp macro manipulations to outsmart teams like BRU, like Falcons, like Fluxo, and that's why they were even top 6 in the first place. So I think if we can find some of the talents in this pool of Group B teams, it is going to be a very, very interesting day.
It is, and when you say about the smart choices, right, I want to talk about Team Vitality in the Asia Invitational that we right now had. They became the champions, right? They took it away from Team Apex Gaming. Team Apex Gaming had almost an opportunity. KD goes right up on the roof. If that worked out, maybe in the Asia Invitational, we ended up seeing Team Apex Gaming and India getting a crown just before they headed towards the Esports World Cup. But Team Vitality taking that might be a push for them here on the international stage, where they have an opportunity to take another title for themselves, because that might be the high that they'll be riding on.
Yeah, I mean, they almost got that trophy last year, right? It went all the way to a Game 10, and you cannot script this any better. The last 4v4 fight was between them and Evil's Divine. They were also the one that stopped RRQ from winning everything in Game A, and you know, they were the ones that really gave us that Game 10 in a way. So this year, I think Team Vitality, even though they haven't really been at the top, you don't really see them on the podium finish, they have done more than enough to get themselves onto Paris. And I think this is what actually matters in the grand scheme of things.
And mattering for Bangladesh is going to be Straw Hats. I think when we ended up seeing Titan Esports Club, they couldn't step up. We hoped that Blade would maybe have a big day. We did see him try to fight it out, break down the glue walls, but it was just not enough. But on the other end, Straw Hats, in the recent performance, even in, as I was mentioning about the Asia Invitational where Team Vitality won, Straw Hats put up a really good performance there. So I think this could be an opportunity for them as well, because we've been talking continuously that Group B is a group of opportunity. If you're able to put yourselves ahead of everybody else, you can get to the top of the charts. You can make it to the top 4 here on day 1 of the group stages itself.
And I think one of the factors that is going to affect which team have better chances is the map rotation, right? We saw in Group A, it's going to be the same for Group B. And I think you and I had this discussion behind backstage where this feels like it favors the Indonesians. It favors RRQ, Vitality, and Fluxo to a certain degree, right? We no longer have Alpine in the map rotation. So we're looking at Bermuda. We start off good. Then we go Solara, we get Curveball, then we go to Purgatory, and then Nextera, Kalahari, Nextera. I think the last 3 maps is going to be incredibly brutal for teams that are not called RQ, that are not called Team Vitality.
And I like that you brought out that this is going to be a really good map rotation, matches that we are going to